Rev up your engines! Alright, I got something inside this bag that's good for both mechanics and serious do-it-yourselfers for fixing cars. And as always, I don't do paid advertisement. I merely test out products to see if they're any good. Are they worth the money? Will they help you save money? And if you're serious about fixing cars, will they give you enough information? Well, inside this bag is an extremely interactive scan tool. If you notice, it's very similar to my old Innova scan tool I've been using for years. This thing fell in a bucket of paint. I cleared it off. It still works. Now this is a 5160 and this is a 5610 volume 2. You can see they got very similar interfaces. And I have to say, I'm impressed by the old one. One, it survived going on a gallon of paint, but I've used it to help fix cars. It is a very good mid-level scan tool. Regular people can use it. As a mechanic, I've used it many times, but they've upgraded it. With this 5610 now, it's got something the other one didn't have, and that's this. There is a free app. It's called Repair Solutions 2, and they even give you a live chat if you want. Email, call them. But the biggest pro, as far as I'm concerned, is this. You use it in conjunction. There's a cell phone. There is the Repair Solutions 2 app. You just sync it to the scan tool. And you'll probably be amazed at the information you'll be able to get. I'm going to show you how it works. Now, to me this makes sense because this is not a super expensive scan tool. Since you're using your cell phone, they don't have to make a very expensive tool that's got to connect to the internet, You already got a cell phone, right? So you can use this anywhere. You don't have to be connected to your wireless system in your house for it to work. It'll work on cellular data, so you can use it anywhere. And to me, that is a big deal. Now, you can get scan tools, you can put SIM cards and stuff in them, and then spend a bunch of money and have to pay for the monthly service for the SIM card. Well, hey, you already got a phone. Now, the scan tool itself, hey, it's no different than any other. You just get it, you plug it into the OBD port, it just simply plugs in, starts operating. You just have to turn your key on so the idiot lights are on, but the car's not running. You go on your phone to Repair Solutions 2, and it automatically is pairing with the scan tool. Now I've already used it, so what it's doing is, it's retrieving any of the data that it already has. It knows the car's got 112,674 miles the last time that I used it, and when we push the button, it's going to generate a report. Now, it is a Toyota, so it doesn't have any particular problems, but if it did, it can show you where the problems are, maintenance items you should do, predicted repairs. But check this out. TSB and recalls has 12 recalls, safety recalls, and technical service bulletins. We'll just go to the dealer recall. Of course, this is all these stupid airbag systems it's telling you about. But beyond the airbags, it even tells you about computers. Some of these had a problem with the computer. This particular one didn't, but I had a customer in Houston that did, and I showed them the recall. They got it fixed for free. They got another computer put in. Very importantly, there's the technical service bulletins, and it breaks them down into everything: accessories and fluids, body, brake, cooling, electrical, emission control, exhaust, fuel and spark, HVAC, powertrain, steering and suspension, tools and hardware. Let's look at powertrain. It gives you the details on how to reflash the computer if you have to replace it. It gives you all kinds of information that we mechanics can get. You can now get it yourself. Let's say you got these codes, P0601, we just push this, can look it up, and it gives you the TSB, the problems, and how to fix them. This is information that myself as a mechanic, I gotta pay extra for this stuff. I got all data, but that cost me $155 per month to access this information. This Repair Solutions 2 is free. Yeah, you gotta buy the scan tool, but to me it makes sense. Why not use your cell phone? Instead of having to make a very, very expensive scan tool that can interact, you already own a cell phone. So you can use that to access all this information. As you can see, it talks back and forth to the scan tool. And you can get all this information that even real mechanics need to use to fix your car. To me, that's a pretty good deal. Now, it's not a cheap scan tool, but you can see on eBay here, here's one, and it includes the Repair Solution 2 setup. They're selling it on eBay for $235 with free shipping. Okay, most mechanics charge close to $200 an hour to work on your car. So, a little over an hour of their labor, you can get this, and hey, let's face the facts. Everybody's got a cell phone these days. Hey, it's a pretty good deal if you ask me. Now, as you can see when we push the menu, look, you can do lots of active tests. You can reset stuff. If you have a hybrid battery, you can test that. Test the alternator, test batteries, gives you the drive cycle procedures. You can do global OBD2, ABS systems, airbag systems, tire pressure monitoring systems, Toyota OEM enhanced, and even all module scans. Check it out. Is this your vehicle? Everybody knows what it is, yes. And it's doing an all module scan. This isn't some basic scan tool. The previous version that I've been using for years, hey, I liked it quite a bit. But I do have to say, this is quite an improvement. Not just with the repair solutions too, but with all the data it can access. There's no codes on anything, let's face it. It's a Toyota Matrix, they send to last forever. Anyway, it does Toyota OEM enhanced, not just the basic data, but all the enhanced data. Going through all that, it has no enhanced data that's bad, because it doesn't have any problems, but, I mean, hey, we'll start her up. You want live data? You just push the button for live data. It does both powertrain live data and transmission live data. We'll look at powertrain data. Even though this is an old car, it does 94 different live data streams. 94 of them, not just a handful of them. And it can do transmission live data too. And this is a 17-year-old car. New cars, it does much more. Of course, it can graph it, you can do road tests, you can record data, you can access the ABS system, airbags, tire pressure monitoring system, do various active tests, magnetic clutch relay on the AC, check the fuel pump, ejector volume, purging of the variable valve systems in them that are all over the place in Toyotas. Oxygen sensor operation. You can use it to check your battery. It tells you turn on the headlights. Then it tells you turn off the headlights. Turn off the headlights. Start engine one time. It's doing a loaded test. That's why the batteries are on. This isn't just some stinking little voltmeter that says, well, the voltage is good enough. No, it's doing some serious testing. So test your alternator. Voltage. Says increase it above 2,000 RPM. So we'll rev it up a little. There's 2,300. It even tells you here the RPM so you don't have to guess. We wait till this goes to 0. Turn the headlights to the opposition. Alternator status good. 14.46 volts. You worried about people ripping you off, telling you need a battery and alternator? Hey, this thing will tell you the truth. It's not just a scan tool. You can also do various service resets, oil reset battery, steering angle calibration, electronic parking brake reset, ABS bleeding. Like I said, I used the previous one as a professional mechanic myself, and this one, since it's got that repair solutions too, hey, you plug your car in, you got codes, it'll tell you most possible cause of what's wrong, how to fix it, all using your cell phone's interface. If you're working on your own cars, hey, it remembers every time you hook it up. It saves the reports. You're just using the phone to talk to their repair solutions too. Now it's free. You go online and you use your email and make yourself up a passcode. You register for the service, but you don't have to pay anything for it. And you get access to all that information. I mean, these guys came up with a pretty good idea. Bind a pretty good scan tool with your cell phone to access all their repair solutions to data. And I asked the company, so where does this data come from? Well, we have ASE certified mechanics there, and they help give repair solutions, and they got a live chat line and stuff. I gotta say, even for mechanics it can come in handy, but if you really are serious about working on your car and you don't mind spending a little bit less than $300 on a serious scan tool, hey, this would be the one I'd advise you to buy in that low price range. I mean, I've got scan tools that do similar type things. The best one that I have is a $5,000 scan tool. You're not gonna go out and buy a $5,000 scan tool. Most people aren't. Right? eBay, this was like $229. And you can always look around and try to find deals, right? Pretty interesting setup these guys came up with. And with the scan tool hooked up to the repair solutions too, you can record live data. And guess what? Your cell phone has a lot larger memory. than most of these scan tools do, right? If they would have had to have the memory to do a bunch of serious live data built into this machine, it would cost a ton more. It'd have to have good memory cards. Hey, you already got a phone that's got decent memory cards in most cases. Take advantage of that. Why buy a scan tool that costs thousands of dollars if you can use the expensive hardware that's in your phone to access and memorize the data? Because like I said, when you push the report history button, you get all the reports of the cars that you've scanned. Here, forgot to do maintenance. Look, it tells you when you should change it, stuff you should do, scheduled maintenance. It even has a cool section of predicted repairs by what these cars normally need done. But then again, this is a Toyota Matrix, and look what it says. 0 predicted repairs, 12 months or 15,000 miles. And it's telling you that even though the vehicle's got 112,811 miles on it. Gives you the enhanced VIN data too. Look, Corolla Matrix, what size the engine is, body style, hatchback, 4-door, front wheel drive, inline, fuel injected, 4-cylinder, 109 cubic inches, 1.8 liters, size of the front tires. It was built in Cambridge, Ontario. Hey, I mean, it's pretty cool. So I have to say, this Innova 5610, combined with your cell phone and their repair solutions too, it's a pretty interesting idea. Hey, nobody wants to waste money, and let's face it, most people aren't going to go buy a $5,000 scan tool to work on their car. But when you can access similar information using a $230 scan tool, at least that's what they're charging on eBay, hook up to your cell phone, you can see how easy it is. You push a button and it just connects to each other through Bluetooth. You get all that information. You get to use all the hardware and software on your phone. So it doesn't have to be built into the scan tool itself. And hey, it also checks your batteries, alternators. I gotta say, this could be a real handy thing for people who are relatively serious about fixing their own car, or at least getting an idea of what's wrong. Tells you, well, it could be this or that, so when you take in and you got a trouble code, you look this up and then it says possible fixes, and you can blurt it back to the mechanic and say, well, you know, it could be this sensor here. That'd be the first thing that I check, and then they'd know, hey, you know something about cars, and they can't pull a fast one on you. It's an awful lot of information in here, and then their repair solutions too on your web. There's a lot of information there, and since you're using a cell phone, like I said, you don't have to be where there's internet. You can use cellular data to get all this information. So if you're out somewhere and there's no internet, hey, this thing plugs in, it's going to work. But all the extra information that you get from their repair solutions too, hey, it works perfectly fine with cell phone data because it's just information. And information doesn't take that much data, right? It'd be one thing if you're watching a video, okay? Videos use a lot of information. All your data is going to be used watching the videos in order to put them on your phone, transfer them, have them play. This is just data, and data doesn't take up much space. So no matter where you are, even if you only got really light cell phone where you happen to be, this thing will still work in combination with the scan tool, let you fix your car, at least get a pretty good idea what's wrong so nobody can rip you off. And really, these Innova guys have been around a while. This is the old one that fell in the paint bucket, yet it still works. I like this, but hey, I probably won't be using it much anymore because I like this one better. I test out products so you don't have to, and I gotta say, this is a pretty good product. For that kind of money and that kind of information, they're definitely gonna step up with their scan tool and their repair solutions too. You might want to check one of these things out and realize, since it works on all the OBD2 cars from 1995 up, you can share it with your friends. Maybe 3 or 4 you get together and buy it. You're not gonna be using it all the time. Since it works on all the cars, hey, you could share it with people. Maybe you could even start a side business fixing people's cars. Who knows? So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.